Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football Dill. Brent Venables, the Oklahoma Sooners, punching their ticket into the college football playoffs. Now the conversation is pointed at how dangerous can this football team be? And look, I see the noise on the message boards, and I see the noise on Twitter, and I see the noise of the national media. Everybody's taking their shot, kind of writing off Oklahoma as in, though, this is the most frustrating thing, as if they think they're breaking news to the Oklahoma fans that watch this team play every single Saturday. Like the Oklahoma fans, you are not breaking news to the Oklahoma fans that if Oklahoma wants to make a run in the playoffs, this offense has to figure it out a little bit more. You best believe they have a chance to win every single game in the playoffs the way this defense is playing and the way they are on special teams. Hell, we just saw them do that in the month of November, Dill. They did a little bit mini of a playoff gauntlet run. You go on the road and beat Tennessee, and you go on the road and beat Alabama. You beat us, what I think is a very solid Missouri team. You beat an LSU team that I don't think is all that good, but I'm going to say this. Like, for the haters of this Oklahoma offense, Oklahoma puts on 393 total yards, averages 6 yards per play. Now, you only score 17 points because you make some really bad mistakes. Here's the best way to put it is this Oklahoma offense is not in a spot right now that they can pull away in games. Like, you're going to have a chance to lose football games because the Oklahoma offense is just not where it needs to be. But on the same side, though, you're going to have a chance to win every single game that you play in the college football playoffs because of the way the defense is playing and the impact that special teams has on this football team. And lastly, I'm just going to say this. It feels kind of similar to what we saw last year with Notre Dame. Like, was Notre Dame's run in the college football playoffs pretty? Like, no, absolutely not. But they had that it factor about him. Like, well, what does Oklahoma say? Hard to kill? Like, 100% buying that shirt. That shirt is getting added to the closet. It's a very good way to put what this Oklahoma team is. They're not perfect. There's a reason where they're not the odds-on favorite to win the national championship. But boy, are they going to be a hard team to beat because they're going to be in every single game because this defense is one of, if not the best units in the country. Now, here's the conversation I want to get into is because I don't think I said anything groundbreaking in the and I apologize for the long intro, Dale. I don't think I said anything groundbreaking in the first 3 minutes. What can Oklahoma do on offense to get this offense to a point where maybe we feel better about Oklahoma making the run in the playoffs? Because I'll say this is fundamentally different from last year. Like, last year didn't have the pieces. The offensive line was a disaster. Didn't have quarterback, right? Did not have difference makers on the outside. Well, guess what, Dill? This offensive line, to me, starting to play a little bit better. You have difference makers on the outside. Like, you best believe Isaiah Sategna is one of the more electric players that we see in the country right now, right? What do they need to do to get this offense in a spot to make a run in the college football playoffs? Before we get into it, as always, to the Oklahoma fans, just going to throw a vibe check out there. What are the expectations for this football team as we roll into the college football playoffs? Let it fly in the comment section. Appreciate you guys, man. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. The Oklahoma fans been rocking with the boys for a very long time at this point, and we appreciate you guys. Dylan, I'm gonna put you on the tee box again. 4-minute intro, not my best work. Give me your take on this Oklahoma offense. And how about this? What do they need to do to take that step in the college football playoffs?
Well, honestly, they're kind of doing it. And the one thing that they have right now that I think people are ignoring a little bit is the ability to hit game-changing plays. Like, their offense has been able to do that pretty steadily. And I realize that's not exactly what you want to hear, because like, you want to be able to be efficient and have more sustainable kind of offensive ability. But being able to play elite defense and elite special teams, combined with the fact that you have some real difference makers on the boundary, especially if Deion Burks can kind of reassert himself, because Isaiah Sategna, he's been doing it all year. He's been incredible. If Deion Burks can get himself rolling, Giovanni Gibson's starting to look like the guy I think we all kind of thought he might be coming into this season. That's good enough to give yourself a chance. what's really encouraging me is what this offensive line's turned into, especially in pass protection. Like their ability to keep John Mateer clean.
Yeah.
And if he can settle in a little bit, because he
Yep.
still feels like rushed in a way he doesn't need to be rushed, given that this
Yes.
offensive line's
Yeah.
taking some steps. I do think you can see, yeah, just more of a sustainable, efficient, effective offense. Because when he's comfortable, he certainly can rip it around and do some really good things.
Here's the thing with John Mateer. Has John Mateer been good? No, he's just not, right? Over the last 2 months, John Mateer has not been great for Oklahoma at the quarterback position. That does not mean he's a bad quarterback. Like I say this all the time when we talk about Oklahoma. We're Michigan fans. We remember when Michigan, which we think has a very solid defense, goes on the road to Norman, Oklahoma, and John Mateer pulls our pants down, right? Like, and we have a ton of film from this kid at Washington State. When John Mateer is playing with that swagger and he's playing with that confidence, which very clearly is not the case right now. Like you can tell there's a little bit more
Well, he's
lack
playing
of
skittish, no
confidence.
doubt about
Yes.
it. Like
Yeah.
even like when he had clean pockets, it felt like he was way too quick to kind of like just try to break it down and
Yeah.
see if he
Yeah.
can create something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
again, if he can just get himself comfortable, and frankly, I think their offensive line, especially with this new rotation with
Yeah.
Fabechi.
What do you think about that? Would you stick with that?
Yeah,
Fabechi,
this
first
is
of
the
one,
best
shout
move.
out.
I
Hey,
think
golf clap. Fabechi, like I think that's his first career game at center. And I'm gonna just say hands up. There was a lot of things going on. Oregon, Washington was playing, Vandy, Tennessee. I till I rewatched this game this morning, did not even realize that Fabechi made the change. And that I think that highlights the job that kid did at the center position last night. Sorry, I interrupted you. Do we stick with this offensive line rolling into the college football playoffs?
I would have to think so. And again, it's probably about like Ryan Foji is not a tackle right now. I think maybe at some point he can be that.
Me too.
Plenty good enough at guard to be really effective
Yeah.
right now. I think Eddie Pierre-Louis is a guy that has emerged himself as a clear starter on this unit. So to me, yeah, I don't know. Kula wasn't playing great at that center spot. I think we were talking about this all offseason. Like, can Oklahoma find their five? They never found their five last year. It was always just
they
like,
didn't have five guys that could play last year. You got five guys that can play this year.
and that was always going to be the big thing. Can you get your best five out there and get some continuity rolling a little bit? To me, I think that's probably the best that unit's looked, especially in the pass protection against a defense that really can throw a lot at you. Like Blake Baker's been able to heat quarterbacks up and use blitz packages, and they have some good individual pass rushers as well. To be able to keep John Mateer clean the way they were able to last night, I don't see how you can't roll with that five. Because honestly, if you can keep him clean, I think you can get him back rolling. That's probably the first step to
Can
get.
I give you a stat from last night? Incredibly impressive, by the way. This is per PFF, and it does kind of match up with what you saw in the film. Like it felt like Oklahoma was very clean in pass protection last night. John Mateer on dropbacks, 87% of the time was clean. LSU blitzed 52% of the time. Incredible performance from Oklahoma's offensive line and pass pro. And here's the other thing I'll say is like there's a lot of box score watching right now. And this is not me getting up here and saying like Oklahoma's offense has not struggled because it has. I don't think that'd be a fair argument to make. 393 total yards, 6 yards per play against an LSU defense that's a playoff caliber defense. Like those are, you look at, I think Oklahoma's kind of trending to play Notre Dame in the playoffs. Comparable defenses. Is that an unfair statement to make?
No, I don't think so.
So you saw some things, and like you said, that the difference is this year they have those answers. You have the Jimmies and Joes that can make plays to win you football games in ways that you did not have last year. A quick note on the Oklahoma defense, and we don't need to spend much time on it. It's them and Ohio State to me, like comfortably the top two defenses in the country, which like funny conversation. I don't remember the narrative being, and I don't think Oklahoma's offense is as good as Georgia's was back in 2021 and 2022, but that was a Georgia team that was led by the defense, right? Nobody had that question mark. All of a sudden we're really questioning Oklahoma's offensive line, but getting back to the defense. The insane depth, national championship depth. They played 21 guys that logged double-digit snaps yesterday. When you have an offense that's struggling to stay on the field, and you want to win games on defense, you have to rotate, man, right? And they have that kind of depth, and that's what fires me up. And it's a defense that can change games. It's a defense that not only can keep you in games, it's a defense that can win you games. And we'll close this one out. I got one more take. Sorry, Dylan. This idea of turnovers being 100% lucky is the most foolish and stupid thing, in my opinion, ever. Is there inherently some sort of luck when it comes to creating turnovers? Yes, absolutely. Totally not going to ignore that. There's when you are as aggressive as Oklahoma, right? And you have the ability to stop the run and get after the passer like Oklahoma does and create those third and long havoc situations for the offense, you inherently have more chances to create.
But also, if you got ball players in the secondary, like Peyton Bowen,
dude,
like that's a player. Like that's, again, we see a lot of teams put themselves in positions to make those plays, and they just don't make them. Like the secondary players, credit, shout out, that was disgusting last night. I'm sure if you're a Miami fan, that made you.
Well, no, it's not even it's just what I was trying to say is that like Oklahoma's wired the right way, man.
That's what I'm like. They have ball player. Like again, they can put a lot of pressure on teams that forces mistakes, but they also capitalize. Like I don't know, can you call that like a lucky statters that like they have playmakers, they have ball players, they have guys who rise to the occasion.
If we just go back and look at the Clemson defenses too. Like, oh yeah, did Brent Venables just get lucky for 15 straight years calling that Clemson defense? Was it just luck for 15 straight years? Come on. I get, again, a certain amount of luck because I mean, for the first half of the season, the turnovers weren't coming for Oklahoma. Like, I get there's an inherent amount of luck involved, but when you have a defense that's as aggressive and swarms the way Oklahoma does, your odds of creating turnovers go up. There's just no question about it. All right, we'll close it there. This team, again, I think the best way to put it is the offense is going to give them a chance to lose some of these games if they continue to play the way they do. You're going to have a chance to win every single game, too, if this defense continues to play the way they do. And I got no reason to believe. In fact, with our Mason Thomas coming back, it wouldn't be surprised if this defense takes a step in the playoffs. All right, appreciate you guys. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.